All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Locker Room Talk with Chris and Michael. We're back with another jam-packed episode. I'm here tonight with Michael, of course. So, how's it going, brother?
What's going on, brother? All good, all good. Getting back a lot of sports over the weekend, a lot of stories, a lot of headlines that we're definitely gonna get into today.
Yeah, this will be another jam-packed episode. We will. It's been like 2 weeks since we touched base last
That's
because of
right.
the holiday and everything. So, I'm excited for today's episode though because we got a few different sports topics to talk about. Let's jump straight into it.
Hmm.
We'll start with soccer since it's like the freshest topic. And some of the major headlines. First up, we'll start with Copa America. So Argentina finally did it, man. Messi finally got his glory. He managed to finally win a trophy with Argentina with the 1-0 win over Brazil. Um, so first off, I would say, were you more shocked at the fact that he finally got his international trophy, or were you more shocked at the fact that Brazil lost on their home turf?
I'm more shocked that it took him this long to get a trophy for his country.
Right.
We were all saying like, "Oh, we can't put him number one yet," or a lot of people put him number one regardless. I'm like, well, let's wait until he gets that international tournament. Like all the
Mhm.
greats have gone to tournament with their country.
Right.
We saw Ronaldo do it a little over 4 or 5 years ago, and it was just a matter of time for Messi to do it. So, kudos to Messi. I didn't really catch most of the game, caught a little glimpse of it.
So,
Um, uh, I think the winning of Messi overshadows everything. It's like, oh,
right.
Messi gets his. Like, let's not like forget. Like, dude, Brazil lost. Another final at home.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ghost of the Maracana. Like they lost in the World Cup in the 1950s to Uruguay in the final, and then they lost to Germany that 7-1
Yeah.
in the semis in their home World Cup. So uh, something to look into too. I mean, I'm not shocked. I was shocked that they lost though because they were playing. I think they were playing the best football. Scoring
Yeah.
over plus 3 goals every other game. But I think Messi was a little just too much for everybody. Best player in the tournament by far. I would say him and maybe Luis Diaz from Colombia. I think we're like the best players in that tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to Messi. He finally deserves it. He earned it. A lot of hard work. Surprised it took him this long to win it though. You
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean?
definitely. I think everyone is. Let's be honest. That was like the one headline. Will he ever get that international trophy?
Hmm.
I'm on the same page too, though. I am shocked that they lost in Brazil too as well. But I feel like it was that was one of many reasons why they were my favorite to win the tournament. I will say though that
Same.
flat out, obviously, Argentina did have the stronger roster, with in the final, with the main three, of course, being Messi, Kun Agüero, and Di Maria. So
Hmm.
those three right there, I feel like although, like you said, Brazil was playing the best throughout the tournament, and I feel like even yesterday they had possession most of the game,
They did.
but I think the game lived up to the hype and the buzz that was surrounding it. Some people were saying they were disappointed actually because it was such a low scoring game, but it's like if you know soccer, man, like
Yeah.
those are some of the best games.
Yeah. It's
Like
the
I
tight
know,
games.
yeah, we talked about for the Champions League final how we were kind of disappointed that it was two English clubs. It was going to be a low scoring like game.
Hmm.
I feel like that's just this is just a completely different situation.
Way
You know,
different. Way different.
so I mean, technically, it could have been more than one goal. I mean,
Of
a
course.
few that come to mind are the one Messi at the end. He lost control of it with the
Hmm.
keeper, and then the one where it was DePaul. He got pushed down in the box. I feel like that should have been a PK, and
It should have.
most likely they would have converted it. So that's already two more goals, and who. So um, yeah, man. So I just feel like that's soccer. That's the way it is sometimes. Overall, though, I'm happy Messi finally delivered for Argentina. You know,
Yeah. And that just stirs up a whole new debate now. It's like, okay, now
yeah.
who is the best ever? But that's we can do that, some other episode, which could take up the whole episode.
Right.
But kudos to Messi though, securing that international title for the first time in his career.
Yeah,
Much deserved, Plays good.
definitely,
He's a hard worker, deserved it. Well deserved. I agree.
definitely. And in terms of like the whole debate thing, I feel like yeah, like you said, we can do that later. I feel like for now, it's time that we just sit back and enjoy greatness. You know, in terms of
Yeah,
Messi and Ronaldo, you know, you always hear the debates and people picking one side or the other. I just feel like right now, dude, like they're getting to the end. Like just sit back and enjoy the ride.
enjoy the ride, man. Like wherever they end up, these could be their last like couple seasons.
Mm-hmm.
We could be seeing the last of these guys.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna hope to see them maybe, hopefully, in the World Cup next year, and maybe that's their last ride. Maybe that's their last ride.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. I mean,
You
I
know,
think you summed it up pretty good. We just gotta hope that we see them at least one more time. Who knows? Maybe head to head against each other as well.
that'll be
But for
fun.
now, man, we just wait and see.
We're
Yeah.
just wait
So
and see. So,
let's talk a little bit of the Euro, man.
mm,
First off,
mm.
for the record, I know we didn't touch base last week, so for the record, I picked Denmark as my sleeper, and I will say that they got played, bro, against England. you
Oh,
know,
absolutely.
so
They got finessed.
I feel like that was all last week, but I just had to get that off my chest. I mean, they it was similar to Mexico against Netherlands in the World Cup, where not a peek at all, but
They got robbed.
they got robbed. But
Let's be real. They got robbed.
yeah, dead ass. I mean, Sterling just he tried to pull it off yesterday too.
He did,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Disgusting.
So, but yeah, so that's old news, I guess now. But secondly, though, I picked England as my squad that would be a disappointment. So seeing as they had like the PK curse, not being able to win, a trophy at a major
Right.
tournament. I will ask though, do you think with the way the game turned out, do you think my statement of them being a disappointing squad is valid or no?
I think it's valid because look, let's be real. Like I mean, like I said, we can take up a whole show on stuff like this, but I'll sum it up as close as I can. Every game they played in the tournament, bro, they didn't win more than by one goal.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't win. Like they scored one goal, and
Besides Ukraine,
besides Ukraine, but it's Ukraine,
yeah,
Aside from that, like they couldn't score. Let's see, they played six out of the 7 games at home.
mm-hmm.
It was pretty much a home tournament for them.
Yep,
So I like imagine seeing them in like in a different environment. Well, yeah, I guess you could say like, oh, well, they beat Ukraine and Italy 4-0, but it's Ukraine, man. It's
yeah,
Ukraine. Um, so just seeing that, I mean, to me they're very disappointing because, like I said, look at the roster of players that they have.
mm-hmm.
I see them as I see England, and then I see Chelsea very similar too. Like you have all this high octane power,
Yep,
and you can't win. I mean, yeah, they won the Champions League, but barely. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
All this firepower you have on the field and on the bench, just sitting there. I'm like, bro, you look at all the firepower you have. And we'll get more into the game throughout the podcast. But overall, for your statement, I thought they were gonna be a disappointment.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they're not gonna produce what is on paper, you know,
Oh yeah.
and we kind of saw it yesterday in the game. Like, yeah, they got off to an early lead, but then after that they fell flat. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
dominate the ball. They didn't have the ball. It was pretty much Italy just pressing until they got the goal.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I feel the same way. I feel like this game in general is why I made that statement and why they were, the squad that I picked to be one of the most disappointing. So I feel like for me, yeah, it definitely makes them a disappointment. I mean, like you summed it up perfectly. Like when they had the star power alone that they have on that team versus what Italy had, like there is
Ridiculous.
no way they should have lost that. You know what I
Mm-mm,
mean?
mm-mm.
And like you said, they got off to that early lead. You have Luke Shaw scoring in under 2 minutes, which is fastest goal in Euro final history.
Yeah,
I mean, dude, the stars were aligned for them to, to
and
quote
they were at
unquote, it
home.
was coming home. Yeah, you know what I mean?
They were at home. Like, what else? What else do you need? Like, what more do you need to win a tournament when you're at home? You play the semis and the final at home. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what more do you need?
And you had Ukraine in the quarters.
And
You
you
know what I
got
mean?
Ukraine in the quarters. Come
I
on,
mean, I bet on Ukraine. But
you did?
that's just because my buddy at work is he's English, so I was just
Oh, really?
trying to give him a tough time. But yeah, man, like we said, bro, they are known for these type of things. I will say though, the one thing that I feel like is not a headline and being talked about that deserves to be talked about is Garrett Southgate.
Oh yeah.
One thing I feel like his decision making, you know what I mean? I feel like for me, I feel like one of the most important aspects of coaching that many people look over is game management.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about it
Mm-hmm.
before in terms of in football, like with Kyle Shanahan, that
Right.
everyone obviously knows the 28-3 loss against Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And then, he stopped running the ball against the Chiefs. So I feel like the same goes for Southgate. Like, first off, he puts in his subs way too late in the game.
Way too
I
late.
feel like he's just too reluctant. It was I think it was, yeah, it was a semi where he waited until extra time with for the subs.
Mm-hmm.
And then again yesterday you saw with Rashford and Sancho, they were two late subs. I feel like anyone that has ever had the opportunity to come off the bench knows that as a player, you're responsible for like, hey, as soon as your number is called, go get after it. Like you're
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
responsible to be like, oh,
Right.
go time. But I feel like anyone who's also come off the bench is like, it takes some time to like get adjusting to the pace and your assignment and everything. So
Yeah.
especially guys like that, Rashford and Sancho, who are used to starting,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, in their clubs. So I just feel like that was just tough thing. And then to the way he managed the game, like you said, they basically sat back comfortable after that Luke Shaw goal and basically said, "Come beat me." And that's what Italy did.
That's what they did. And it's funny you bring that up, the game management. I'm like, look, I get it. You made it to the final, right? But like you didn't really convince people like how you made it to the final. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, Rashford, Sancho on the bench, even Jack Grealish, bro. I like Jack Grealish.
Yes.
Like these guys are starters on their club teams. They're ballers. They're expensive players, and you have them on the bench, and you start people like, look. I know everyone is raving about Raheem Sterling, but bro, honestly, bro, he doesn't really do much.
Mm-mm.
He just runs and dribbles a lot.
Yep.
I don't think he even took a shot on goal. You
Yeah.
know, so it's like, man, imagine having maybe like a Sancho or a Rashford up there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just bad management. Harry Kane, who doesn't hasn't been really been on target lately. You could have easily took him out for all these other stars that you have on the bench, and it kind of just ruined it for them. Like I think also, for example, I think Declan Rice was their best midfielder out of the game.
Oh yeah, he was
And you
balling out.
and you take him out. You take him out to put
Mm-hmm.
Henderson. I get it. Hendo, is good. But
Yeah.
Declan Rice, bro, was neutralizing every midfielder on the bench. He took out Barella. He took out Verratti.
Mm-hmm.
He neutralized Jorginho. Bro, Declan Rice was everywhere.
Yeah.
And then you got my boy Yorkshire Pirlo in there, and you know who that is? The Yorkshire
What's
Pirlo?
his name? Chiesa.
No, Yorkshire Pirlo, bro.
No.
Yorkshire in England. Yorkshire
Oh
Pirlo.
shit! Now who's he? Who they call?
uh, what's his name? Dalvin Phillips or Calvin Phillips
Yeah, Calvin.
from
Calvin. Yes.
Leeds
Yeah.
with the pony.
Yeah. That's his
I'm like,
name.
that fool's good too. He was good too, but I think like for the midfield, I'm like, you should have took him out and left Declan Rice in there because Declan Rice was covering the whole midfield, bro.
Yeah,
Like
Declan Rice
this,
was balling.
like this fool was chasing down all your guys, and then you take him out. I'm like, I get it, for tired, I get you, right? But I mean, in a final, I'm gonna, you gotta have to talk to him like, hey man, can you muscle through this? Like you're the
Yeah.
best, you're literally the best guy on the in the mid right now. Can you pull through? And I guess Gareth Southgate didn't have that conversation with him. Took him out, put in Hendo. They slowed down the game, allowed Italy to move forward. They got that equalizer, and the rest is history going into PKs. And
Yeah,
then
dude.
also, and let me touch on that thing when you talk with Rashford and Sancho. Essentially, you put them in, Brian. I don't think they even touched the ball. Like he put them in right in for the PKs.
Yeah, pretty
So
much. I think Rashford had like maybe one attack on goal.
yeah.
One shot.
So to put pressure on that, or to blame it like, damn, bro, Rashford sucks. Bro, I'm like, bro, like you said, they got to get a feel for the game. Even if you're a sub, you're getting
Mm-hmm.
called up. But once you're in there, it's gonna cost you a couple minutes to adapt to the game speed, the atmosphere, how the game is being played. If you just throw them in there, minute 118th or 117th minute,
Mm-hmm.
with only 3 minutes left, like these guys are not gonna get in rhythm. And so when it's time to take the PK, of course they're not gonna.
Yeah,
They're
they're
not. They're,
barely
they're
probably barely started to sweat.
exactly. They're barely on point. So I think a lot has to say more than on like all the racial abuse that these players got. I
Oh
think they
shit.
need to go after Southgate, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because how do you have this star-studded team and lose to Italy in PKs and you were winning?
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, I feel like he should be a headline. I mean, of course, racism is never the answer, but I feel like why are you going to attack these guys first?
Yeah.
Yes, they're the ones that make it, but he's the one who makes the decisions. I mean,
And
even Saka just being in that
oh,
lineup of the five is questionable. Like, I mean,
questionable,
I get it.
bro.
Like, he's good, but he's 19 years old, bro.
He's the youngest kid, bro, and you put him at the 5.
Mm-hmm.
The most knowing you have players in there that are like Sterling could have taken it at
Yep.
5. Grealish could have taken it at 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of somebody else who could have taken it at 5. John Stones could have taken it at 5. You
Yep.
have all these veteran players who Calvin Phillips could have taken up. You have all these players who could have
Luke
taken
Shaw, bro.
Luke Shaw. You have all these guys who could have taken that. Kyle Walker. You have
Hmm.
all these guys who are veterans who could have taken that five, and you put all the pressure on Saka, who's 19, bro,
Hmm.
a child.
And going back to with how we talked about, everyone's constantly comparing Messi and Ronaldo. I saw a clip, and I mean, I feel like in the Messi and Ronaldo argument, it's kind of irrelevant, but like just the way the game was approached.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the Euro, the last one when the Portugal won, and they show Ronaldo talking to Joao Moutinho and everyone saying like, hey, "Come on, like come shoot, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you
Yeah.
miss, like fuck it, we lose. Like it's in God's hands now. Like
Yeah.
we need you to come take this shot. Like
That's
he's a
right.
veteran, bro. He's a leader. And yeah, he
Exactly.
was fucking up, but at the end of the day, like you said, these veterans need to step up because they're more experienced. They're more likely to be cool, calm, and collected. But like you said, a 19-year-old dude, I mean, at home in England, bro. I mean, could you imagine the pressure
No
he was
one's
feeling?
booing you. No one's booing you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I feel like that's one of the most like inspirational, team talks
Yeah.
that Ronaldo had with Moutinho. It's like he's like, no, dude, like you're good at them. If you miss it, fuck it, but
Mm-hmm.
you can take it.
Yeah.
And that's where somebody had to step up and be like, no, like, bro, Sterling, you take this fifth PK, bro,
Yep.
because you got the experience.
You got the experience. You're a fucking Premier League winner. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Like you like you're cool under these circumstances. This guy's a kid. He'll have his moment in the
Yeah.
future. But right now, bro, you're the most experienced guy. You're the one who's quote unquote been playing the best of the tournament at the moment, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So how do you not take the PK at 5?
Mm-hmm.
And they put all the blame on this poor 19-year-old kid, bro, who pretty much that's pretty much gonna make or break him
Yeah.
in his career.
Exactly. And I mean, look, like you said, 19 years old at home. Like I said, no one's booing you. Everyone's backing you, and you got fucking 6'5" Donnarumma just staring
Bro,
you down, bro. Knowing like all the pressures on you,
exactly.
man.
That's nuts.
And I feel like going back to like the PKs too, like if you notice, I've always kind of been vocal about this, like about a PK is like just choose your spot, bro, run up and fucking take it.
Yeah.
Everyone who took like the either the short run up or like Jorginho with the little hop
Oh
step,
my
I know he's
god.
had success, but all of them missed.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, that in the big stages, bro, like that alters your shot, bro. Like,
It does because you're hesitating at the last. This is dumb, but look at how Harry Maguire shot that fucking PK, bro. He shot
exactly.
that shit. He's like, I'm gonna put it right there. I don't give a fuck if he's
Hmm.
gonna block it or not. I'm going there, and I don't care. And he fucking put it in that corner,
Yep.
And Jorginho he stutter step,
Yeah.
In that game against Spain, he put
Hmm.
it to the right. In this game, he put it to the left, and Pickford picked it off.
Yeah. I mean, that's what everyone was saying too. Like, if you notice the way he lines up, like you could tell which side he's going to based on
Hmm.
that hop step. And obviously, Pickford did his homework. You know what I mean? I feel like, dude, why is you're coming down like your momentum? Like, come on, dude.
Slows
Like,
down,
it
yeah.
slows down. You have less power. All the power comes from your planted foot. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But these guys, bro, they want to look good and be trendsetters.
Damn,
Doesn't
it's
work, bro.
dumb. But kudos to Italy there, bro. I wanted them to win. I
Yeah.
wanted them to win. I think
I,
everybody wanted Italy to win, bro.
yeah.
Nobody wanted England to win.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like I know we're giving these guys criticism in Southgate and like Raheem Sterling, everything. Shout out to the OGs and Bonucci and Chiellini, dude.
Those guys, bro, are nuts, bro. As a someone who played defense, you see those type of performances, and like as me, I'm like, bro, how do you not want to be a defender? Like, look at these guys play, bro. I think their combined age is like 75.
Yeah, they're
Like
crazy.
these guys are vets,
They
and
played it in the 2012 Euros, bro.
that's nuts, bro. So, and I think I read a stat that said though they were the two center backs who didn't get dribbled by
Yep, in the whole tournament.
the whole tournament. So they were legit a wall. So I think that was pretty sick, and kudos to them. They earned it, especially after not qualifying for the World Cup. Last World Cup.
Hmm.
Definitely a shock. I don't think anybody or hardly nobody picked these guys to win it.
Yeah,
You know,
I think that was one of your disappointments too. No, or was it? No, that was Portugal, right?
no, I picked Portugal to win. I picked Spain as my
A disappointment.
disappointment.
Yeah, man, dude. Like you
Nuts,
said, yeah,
bro.
Italy came out of nowhere. Nobody saw
They
this
came out of
coming.
nowhere.
Hey, but kudos to them, man. I don't think
Hmm.
anyone other than the English, I don't think anyone's hating on Italy taking it home.
Nah, dude,
So
nobody.
yeah,
They
shout out to
deserve
the
it.
OGs. Happy to see those guys take it home, well deserved.
Hell yeah, and all without a number nine, bro. All
Oh,
without a number nine,
yeah,
bro. They
exactly.
didn't have a number nine, dude. That's nuts.
Yeah, and you have someone with like Harry Kane on the other side, and
Supposedly the most expensive forward right now, Harry Kane.
crickets, bro, crickets.
Nuts.
And then they say too that the way that their like lineup is set up is to attack, like with only three in the back, two wingers, and then the three up top. Like, I'm
It's
like,
I mean exactly. So you said they're built to attack, but yet they
mm-hmm.
only score one goal per game. It
Yep,
doesn't make sense. Typical English way. Like just like we saw the Champions League final,
mm-hmm.
it was kind of boring. Same. That's the same way England plays, bro.
Park the bus.
Park the bus. In Southgate, you're on the hot seat, man. You lose in the semifinals in the World Cup in 2018, and then you
Yep.
lose the final at home in the Euro. I
Oh yeah.
mean, I would be like, yo, that's two cycles that we've given you a really good team and you
Mm-hmm.
can't deliver.
Yep.
So if I'm the English Federation, he's on the hot seat. And if you really look at it, I feel like England is like the Mexico of the Euro.
Yeah.
Because Mexico to Concacaf, it's like, oh, the press is all on Mexico whenever they lose or they tie,
Yep.
and that's how the press is in Europe. It's like, oh, dude, the press is all about England, like
Yep.
So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to watch and see what happens with that guy. If I was him, you got to look somewhere else,
Oh yeah, definitely. I think
or
so too.
or you should start somewhere else, or
Mm-hmm.
you got to give some type of ultimatum.
Yeah, it definitely hot seat situation. Like, hey, bro, if X, Y, and Z doesn't happen, you're gone. We'll see, man. That'll be an interesting tab to keep an eye on going
That's right.
forward. Nice little, I mean, nice month long of soccer tournaments that we
Yeah,
enjoy. We
man.
got to enjoy, man. Now we got the Olympics coming up, so I'm excited about that.
Oh, definitely.
But let's talk a little bit of hoops, man. I know we haven't really had the chance to touch base on this finals matchup before it started, but real quick, obviously we got the Suns versus the Bucks. Real quick, I know we didn't touch base on it, but kind of share what you were thinking. Like, what was your prediction for this series? Who was the winner and in how many games?
You know, I picked the Suns, right? I picked the Suns because I feel like they look a little bit more like a powerhouse, shooting wise, defensively they can play better. And after the first couple of games, I'm like, wow, I think the Suns can really do this in four.
Mm-hmm.
Those first two games, I mean, it was close until like up to halftime, and then the Suns just like they opened the floodgates. The Bucks looked like they ran out of gas, and they just couldn't shoot. And then after watching Game Three, it's like these Suns are irrecognizable. Losing by, I think it was the second largest deficit in a finals compared to like when the Cavs beat the Warriors by 30 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like it's gonna come down to the next game. All right, I'll give you two scenarios. If the Suns win next game, Suns in five. If the
Ooh,
Bucks win, they go to 7 games.
you think
And
so?
and, and I think the Suns win because they're gonna be at home.
Yeah. No, I think I can see either of them happening. Um, I don't know though. I feel like my original prediction was Suns in five.
Mm-hmm.
It's still on track for it. I feel like one thing that I've noticed is that it's just Giannis that doesn't want to take his foot off the gas. So I mean that's good. I mean he's a two-time MVP.
Yeah, he
Um,
has to.
Also, I feel like surprisingly, it's the starters that are affecting this series, and I feel like that may sound like kind of dumb. Like some people might be listening, like, "Well, duh, like they're the starters." But I feel like for us and maybe a lot of other people that are listening and watch basketball is like we always talk about like, okay, this guy is going to be the X factor in this series, or this
Mm-hmm.
guy's going to be the X factor in this game. I feel
Right.
like there's really none of that in this series for me. I feel like you said, the Bucks came out, hot, and they were just. I mean, the Suns came out hot. They were
Mm-hmm.
dominating with Booker, Chris Paul, Ayton, 2 games. Then boom, get last night, Giannis, Middleton, Holiday. Everyone
Holiday.
was hitting. Like, and the benches really aren't performing much on either side.
Oh yeah. I,
So
I, I don't. Yeah.
even though it was
Bobby
complete,
Portis, bro. Bobby Portis. Come on, man. Put some respect on his name.
come on, Bobby, bro, looking like the dude from Coach Carter.
Yeah, they call him I because he's like this, like he's
Yeah,
like,
always like that, right? Fighting his teammates when he was on the Bulls and shit in practice, bro. Like, come on, bro. You ain't Kobe. You don't even fight nobody.
oh, oh
Yeah.
man.
Shit. Shout out to Bobby Portis though. I know you got his jersey coming in,
No, hell
the
no.
cream one, Cream
Hell no.
City.
Cream City. Or the blue one, bro. The blue one that makes no sense.
Yeah, shit.
No, but it's like you're right. Like, okay, what bench players make a difference? I'm trying to look. I guess on the Sun side, I think the only one who would make an impact, campaign maybe. And this is ridiculous that I'm saying campaign. You know,
I mean, I feel like it's valid because he was during the one since the playoffs started. He was, but like in this series, ever since he got hurt, I feel like he's not the same.
it's like you got campaign, and then on the other side, I'm like, okay, well, who? I mean,
DiVincenzo.
no, he's hurt. It's Pat Connaughton.
Yeah, Connaughton, my bad. I get them mixed up all the time.
Pat Connaughton. I mean, when he hits right, and then bro, if I'm the Suns, bro, having Bobby Portis go off, I think is disrespectful. I think you need to do something. If I'm
Yeah, he had what, like 11 last night.
he had 11, and then going back to like when he got hurt, when Giannis got hurt, and they had to play games without him, he was averaging like 20 something points, bro. So there's no way this guy should average 20 points against any team.
Yeah,
So it's just wow. It was nuts to me seeing this, and then yesterday. The Bucks went off. They went on that like 23-0 run. I'm like, oh, this is game. This is game. This is over.
yeah,
It's just I don't see the Suns having a game like that anymore.
yeah. Where you're gonna have Mikal Bridges have 4 points. Booker had like 10 points.
Booker had 10 points, and he didn't play like the fourth quarter. He didn't play
Yeah,
like
he played under 30 minutes.
that's nuts. Why didn't he play?
So I'm saying it's just
That
I was in and out yesterday. I was all soccer mode, so I couldn't really tell you why he didn't play. once Italy won, I was juiced. So nah, man. I mean, if you think, don't forget your boy Frank Kaminsky. He should come off the bench too.
Oh man, Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank coming out of Wisconsin. No. You know
Oh,
who will get some decent minutes though is Cam Johnson.
oh, bro, he's dope.
Yeah,
He's a baller.
he'll give you double digits.
He's a baller, bro. He
Yeah.
is a baller. Going back to even going like to the Lakers series,
hmm
he's making noise. I'm like, oh, this guy can shoot. This
Yeah,
guy can score.
threes, posters too. I think he got
Post.
injured yesterday. I don't know if he ended up coming back, but I
I
saw
think he did come
when
back.
they're up at the rim.
He did come
Um,
back. He did come back. So that's nuts, dude. I'm like, well, I mean, it's such an odd NBA Finals, right? It's like
yeah,
the Suns, bro, and the Bucks. Like, what? Nobody had these guys in the finals.
yeah.
I
And you
mean,
see like in the back in Milwaukee, history in the making. I'm like,
oh come on,
why,
man.
bro? Just because you haven't been there since fucking Oscar Robinson and shit.
You trying to go to the Deer District?
What they do, baby?
Somebody called it Deer Valley. I'm like,
Shout out to Antioch.
yeah. I hear somebody call it Deer Valley, and I'm like, I mean, it makes sense, but the Suns already have the Valley.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh man, it's just like I said, it's just such an odd ass freaking finals. Like we don't have any like major superstars besides Giannis
yeah, Booker.
and Booker and Chris Paul, who's trying to hijack the stardom from Booker.
Yeah,
You know, I don't know. It's just hard, man. I don't know who I want to win. Both fan bases give me like MAGA vibes.
yeah,
Yeah, some odd ass fucking fan bases. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like, and then like, who do I want? Who do I want to win the finals? I'm like, I didn't want the Bucks to win because I was like, if the Bucks don't win, then maybe the Warriors can have a shot at landing Giannis and luring him in, right?
yeah,
And then I'm like, do I want the Suns to win? I do want the Suns to win because of Booker and Aiden, but do I really want them to win, or do I want them to expose the fraud that CP3 is?
yeah.
You know what I
I don't
mean?
want Chris Paul. I want the Suns. I
You
think I'm going for the Suns because of Booker,
Uh-huh.
but I don't want CP3 to win.
I don't want him to because he is the biggest
I
fraud
just feel like
in
he's
basketball,
annoying.
bro.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like, but do I want the Bucks to win? And the Bucks are just hella weird too.
Yeah,
It's like, I don't know. It's just a bizarre. It's a very bizarre NBA Finals that I've seen. In the time that I've been following basketball for years and back. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with our initial pick. That I think is we picked the Suns to win
yeah,
it. So I guess we're gonna go with the Suns. But who knows, man? I just want it to be competitive. You know,
yeah. I think
as a neutral.
I'm rooting for the Suns, but I won't be mad if they lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like if they lose, Giannis wins it. Like who cares? Fuck it, I
Yeah.
guess.
Who cares, bro?
But
You
like I
know.
said, CP3 is I don't really like him too much. So
Yeah. And it's like he's not clutch, to be honest. He's not
yeah,
really clutch. And it's like the thing is like It's the
that mid range is lethal though from
oh yeah.
CP3.
Oh yeah, yeah. But he misses them sometimes.
Yeah,
He misses them sometimes. So it's like, what a bizarre finals. I'm like, oh well. I don't really care who wins, bro. I just want the game to go down to like the final seconds. Who's gonna win
yeah,
it? That's what I
yeah.
want to see.
As long as we see a good matchup.
I don't want to see games like yesterday. I do
Yeah,
not.
yeah, exactly.
I'm like, come on, bro. You guys
But it
won by
went
like
the
30.
Bucks went on a 20-2 run in the finals,
Ridiculous.
bro. Like, come
How
on.
does that happen, bro? Tell me, how does that happen? That's ridiculous. I think that's scripted. That's
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah.
You're missing me with that, man.
For
You know
me,
what?
bro, I feel like for me going forward, I see Milwaukee tying it up, and then Phoenix taking two in a row. So my original prediction was Suns in 5, but I'm gonna stick to Suns in 6 now.
It'll be interesting. And then I just hate that the games are so like spaced out.
Yep.
Like the game should have been tomorrow, but now we
Mm-hmm.
gotta wait till Wednesday. Whatever.
Yep.
You know,
Exactly.
it's just so odd scheduling, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. So we'll see. The finals may be done and over with by the time we touch base next time.
Hmm.
But we'll keep an eye on it for sure. Before we wrap it up, I had one more topic that was requested by a faithful listener about the Dodgers, man. So this whole Trevor Bauer situation going on. Um, I'll just kind of sum it up for like those of our listeners that don't really know what's going on. Um, Basically, Trevor Bauer, who's a starting pitcher, he just won the Cy Young Award with the Dodgers. He
Hmm.
was accused of sexual assault by one woman. At first, the Dodgers were basically kind of like, okay, well, innocent until proven guilty. He's still going to
Right.
start for us next game, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Then some reports came out, and there were like some text messages and some photos that were, released. There were some visit details, and it was like, oh shit, like maybe he did do it.
Hmm.
Then he received like that 7 game suspension with paid leave, though, 7 days paid. Then it came
Yeah.
out,
Vacation.
yeah,
Vacation.
basically it came out down to some more details coming out, and he was suspended another 7 days, and then eventually um, permanently right now for now. So I kind of want to get your opinion on it or not, like if you think it's a little fishy, like based on the details that you know.
I mean, I think when it comes, man, those are like sensitive topics, right? When it
Yeah,
comes
that's
down to
walking
like
on eggshells.
walking on eggshells, and as a franchise, as your employer, you kind of have to take it seriously,
Hmm.
even though it's like innocent till proven guilty, right? But it's kind of like, I guess, from a Dodger standpoint, from an organization, like, damn, like they kind of have to like suspend them.
Hmm.
If not, they're gonna be like, oh no, they support rapists, or they
Yeah,
support, stuff like that. So they kind of have to, like you said, walk on eggshells, and they're gonna, he is probably like their best pitcher, right, or
yeah,
somewhat one of
definitely.
their best pitchers. They have to be like, hey man, we gotta suspend you, kind of like the Deshaun Watson thing.
Hmm.
It's very similar situation. Just so Trevor Bauer only has accused by one girl, right?
Yeah, it's
One
just the
woman.
one girl.
And we don't have any more details aside
Uh,
from
I
that.
no, I got details.
Oh,
So
kind of
basically, okay, so like, it was revealed that they agreed to hook up.
mhm.
So
Consensual.
yeah, so consensual. So I've seen one report where basically like him and his lawyer said like they denied everything, right?
Uh huh.
But then I've seen like a number of reports, which so I don't know which side is true, but I've seen a number of reports saying that his attorney originally like admitted to it and said that it was consensual, and basically he roughed her up because that's like what she's into and that's what she requested.
Huh. Interesting. It's like some kinky shit.
Yeah. So, like I said, she's denying that though, right?
Ah.
Um, then he's saying that like, well, if it were a lie, then I would have done what I was accused of, and like, okay, like peace out, like I would have thrown her out.
Yeah.
But instead, he's saying that like he allowed her like to stay the night in his spot, and then like in the morning he was apologizing to her and saying, like I would never be doing any of this to you, like if
Right.
like, if it's not what you were into and what you requested. Um, so let's say he's lying and he really chose to like abuse her for whatever reasons, right?
Right.
Well then, my question is, why did she agree to do it all over again in like 2 weeks?
Ah.
It was like 2 weeks later, right? So they did it again the second time, and this is like once he reportedly punched her. He choked her until she was unconscious, and I think they said that he left her with a skull fracture.
Ooh. Oh.
So,
Okay. I
so I,
guess.
I will say, like, obviously, don't condone this at all. Don't think it was right at all. Even if she requested it, he should
Yeah.
have been smart enough to not do any of that.
Yeah.
But I feel like at the same time, if all this were true, wouldn't you think she would be like terrified of him? After the first time,
Yeah, I mean, I would assume,
like, don't
right?
you
You
think she
should.
would have like reported it and like cut ties with him?
Yeah.
But instead, it's they discovered that after both times, like she's remained in contact with him.
She's into
Um,
it. She's
yeah,
into it, bro. She's
that,
into it.
and then I feel like like I said, there was text discovered between the two where he was apologizing, he was reiterating like I would never do these things to you outside of the bedroom, and he was like even encouraging her to get checked out. So I feel
Mm,
like you could make the argument that like okay, he may know he's in some deep shit and
yeah.
he did, so that's why he's like checking up on her. But this, bro, this is where the plot twist really comes in.
All right.
This woman used to work for the Padres organization.
The
She
Padres organization.
Yeah, so she was a writer for something called like the Pod Squad.
What?
Um,
The Pod Squad of the
yeah,
Padres.
yeah, the Pod Squad. So basically, I don't know if she was forced to, but she resigned because of her sexual relationship with Fernando Tatis Jr.
What?
Yes, yes. So the police revealed some messages between her and a close friend who like hasn't been named yet.
It's
Um,
Tatis, bro. It's Tatis.
there was basically no, this was before. So basically saying, I'll get to that. It was basically bragging about their like her plan working and that she can't believe she actually landed a shot with Tatis and blah blah blah, right?
Hmm.
So already your plan is working. Like what is that supposed to mean off
She's
the
taking
bat,
it. She's taking them down one by one. She's an inside agent.
right?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Now they're saying that he's gonna be called in, eventually to see if like he had any, same similar situations with her, like if he roped her up or anything, even though
Right.
she hasn't reported anything, but they just want to, do their due diligence. Um, Next, they found some messages between her and the same friend
Uh huh.
who she was talking about, and Trevor Bauer, and she says, going to his house this week. I already got my hooks in.
Ooh.
So it's like, what is that supposed to mean?
What does that mean?
So,
Damn, bro. This is crazy.
yeah, man. And then in the messages, she's saying, she was going to get to his head and she was going to make him admit to cheating because, he's been accused of like using pine tar to like, change his grip on his pitches and everything.
Wait,
Right?
wait, wait. So this is not his girlfriend. Is he
No,
just?
this
Is
is
he?
just
Is he married or anything?
no, not that I know of. I don't think so.
All right. So no,
Uh,
no adultery scandal there.
right. Um, Basically saying that she was gonna like get him to admit, like, I'm gonna get him to show me some pine tar and like all this shit. So like, if she was already out for blood, bro, like, you know what I mean? So it's
For
shit.
the pod, the
Yeah,
Padres.
exactly. Um, so like I said, one conspiracy is that was this set up? And if so, does Tatis Jr. have anything to do with it? Um,
What if it was like a bet? It's like, oh, I bet you can't do this with this guy and get him out of his like psyche and mess him up.
yeah, something like that, right? And then another conspiracy is that is this an inside job by someone in Major League Baseball?
Ooh,
Because
like for like an
for
MLB.
for both of them, because I think we've touched base on it like briefly before, and it's a huge topic lately on like sports Twitter
Yeah.
that these two guys are like the most entertaining guys. Like Tatis Jr., he has like his little ritual where like when he hits a home run, he does like a little stutter step at third base.
Mm-hmm.
He talks a lot of shit, and then same thing with Trevor Bauer. He talks a lot of shit. Like when he
Mm-hmm.
strikes people out in the inning, he goes like this, like he puts a dagger in him.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He
I
does
seen him.
that, and like
He's a
there,
character.
yeah, like there's been like controversy, like if you hit a home run, you shouldn't be able to celebrate and blah blah blah, right? With Tatis Jr.
Yeah.
and just run the bases and get back to the dugout. But Trevor Bauer has he's spoken out for him. Like it's hard to hit a home run. You should be able to do it. Like if someone hits a home run against me, like I won't take any offense to it. Like so
Yeah.
everyone's saying like these are two of the most controversial players in baseball right now. Was it an inside job with
From
with
the league.
yeah. It's
Ooh,
shit's
bro.
getting crazy, dude. So, and
Yeah.
then obviously another option is like, is this woman just try to be with athletes and get her way with money? She trying to secure a bag,
Just trying to get a payday.
like if she because she also there's also found messages when she was talking to this friend about Trevor Bauer saying like, yeah, he's a nut job, like just like his buddy Clev, who's like Mike Clevenger, who he used to play with.
Oh,
and
so this girl sounds like
she's going around with all these baseball
yeah,
players.
she knows her way how to get into these situations with, major league players, and maybe get under their skin somehow, do something crazy, and legit do something crazy for her to like, hey, if you don't cash me out, I'm gonna go over here.
Hmm.
You know, so I don't know, man. I mean, she could have tricked Bauer into, you know, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't condone. No, we don't condone violence. If he did hit her, and it's on the record, he's probably gonna get in trouble for that, as he should. Because you shouldn't be hitting women.
Hmm.
Um, but then I guess they're also gonna do an investigation into this woman. Is she provoking? Is she blackmailing? What is she
Yeah.
doing to get into these things? Is she tricking them? And there's girls out there that be doing tricks, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That's how they make a living.
Yeah, and also what kind of makes me questionable, like, okay, is she really like trying to play him? Is because now I think it was yesterday the reports were coming out that he assembled like this all-star defense attorney team. Bro, he has Johnny Cochran on his team, bro.
No,
Yes, bro.
OJ's
Yes. Johnny
OJ's
Cochran.
lawyer.
Yes, bro. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, is he trying to get off? Because that's another debate for the ages with if OJ is guilty or not. So
I
maybe
mean, if
he
you got
hoping, maybe is he guilty and hoping he can get off too?
so let's say he probably did hit her. This. I think this is the point now. It's like, oh, I did hit her,
Yeah,
but he's gonna be like, well, she asked me to.
exactly.
She was into that stuff.
Hmm.
But still, you hit her, right? And she can be like, oh, well, that's the battery.
Yeah,
You
like
know.
at the end of the day, that's against the law.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe that's why he's lawyering up, and I feel like either way, this girl's gonna get paid out regardless.
Yeah, and the
You know,
shitty part about it is like at this point, it looks like one, I don't think he'll become a Dodger again, and two,
you think he's gone? You think he's gone
I
with the
I I,
situation?
I feel like
They have to. The Dodgers are gonna have to do
they
something.
they have to like with under the scrutiny that they're under, being under a microscope is being in Hollywood and LA and being such a high market team, where
The
you're all
what we talked about last podcast about the payroll thing.
like always on always under the radar. I feel like he won't ever be Dodger, even if he becomes back to baseball. I don't think he'll ever be Dodger. Like let's say like they get him to come back. I feel like they might deal him, like they don't want to deal with it. Kind of like a Kaepernick situation. Like nobody wants him, you know?
Yeah, it's gonna. Damn, dude, that's fucking nuts.
Like people think he's good enough and should be playing in baseball, but it's like that's not good. Like it's not good attention for the club.
Right. So, do you think Trevor Bauer has thrown his last baseball with the Dodgers?
I think so, unfortunately.
Damn, dude, and he was a show.
He was killing it, dude.
Yeah, he was entertaining to watch.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what's gonna happen. I feel like I don't know. At this point, I feel like he did it, but
Yeah,
I do feel like there is some fishiness going on, like we talked about in the Deshaun Watson scandal. We're like, I don't know, dude.
could be from the like I said, from the league. Could be an
Hmm.
inside job. She could be an agent, double agent. Working Tatis and working, Bauer. I don't know, man. It's crazy what's happening with the situation. We're gonna follow it just like we're following the Deshaun Watson situation. See what
Yeah.
happens. Will he throw again? And it's crazy because like the NL West is getting hot now.
Hmm.
And you guys are losing a really good, pitcher.
That's our star pitcher, dude. One of the best pitchers in the league.
You
Uh,
know,
he has yet to lose to the Giants yet as a Dodger. And I mean, we got the Giants coming up. I think it's our second series after the All Star break, which is this week.
yeah.
So I just feel like shit's happening at the wrong time. Kershaw's
Damn.
getting hurt too. Um, man, dude, I just feel like this whole situation. Like I kind of heard about it, and I was like, I put it on the back burners. But then, like when
Hmm.
more stuff started coming out, I was like, okay, let me read up on this. And I'm like, dude, like what? Like the details of like what he did to her, and then I said like all these text messages coming out. It's like, yo, like who do you believe? And then like, boom, Johnny Cochran is on his team. Like
Dude.
that shit is insane, dude. Yeah, I think he has like I forget who the guy's name too, but like his private investigator is like some like big name guy
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah, it said like he has an all-star lineup of defense attorneys.
Oh, so he's trying to win this.
Like I said, even if he wins it though, like
It's gonna be a
he,
stain.
he probably lost. You know, at the end of the day.
He probably won the fight but lost the battle.
Yeah, because
Damn,
they're saying,
bro.
and it's also like, is there like some more info like that only the league knows, because they said that like a lot of his teammates, like they're not supporting him. They
Oh, really?
unfollowed him on Instagram. The Dodgers stopped selling all of his stuff on the team store, so it's just like,
Oh, they're done with him then
yeah, it's getting brutal. It's getting ugly.
because they don't pull his merchandise just because something. They pull it because they're like, oh, we're not selling this anymore. It's done.
Yeah. Hmm.
So he's done, dude.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's another thing to keep tabs on. I just feel like, yeah, this shit is like, it was a rocky situation. I was almost like hesitant to talk about it or not, but it was requested from a faithful listener, so I had to put it in there. Um, but unfortunate series of events for Trevor Bauer, man.
Yeah, that sucks. He was a show though, especially in that series with the Padres with Tatis.
Oh yeah,
Damn, that's nuts, man.
yeah,
He
man.
he
So
could have been he and I'm pretty sure if none of this would happen, he would have been an all star.
yeah, I'm sure. I don't know. I didn't keep tabs on the All Star voting, but I mean, I'm sure he could have.
Wow.
Man, dude,
Damn scandals, bro. Scandals.
scandalous, man. Uh, yeah, dude. So I feel like that this week was a crazy week in sports. I mean, like we say, dude, sports never stops,
It
never
never
sleeps.
stops.
I think that's pretty much it for tonight's episode. But man, I'm like
That's
shit.
nuts.
Like we ended the show on like such a shaky topic. I'm still shook right now. Um, but yeah, man. So I think that's pretty much a wrap for today's episode.
It is. It
Uh,
is. Good
um,
episode.
yeah, I think like we said, we discussed we'll be taking next week off because we'll both be on vacation.
Hmm.
So thanks for the fans for rocking with us. I know we had a break already in between episodes, but we got one more coming up. So make sure you listen, spread the word, and
That's right.
get us
Let
out
us
there, man.
know. Let us
Yeah,
know what else you want us to talk about.
yeah, man. I mean, we've had a few topic requests that have been put on the show. Working on maybe getting another guest pretty soon.
Yeah,
So everything's in the works, man. Everything's running smoothly. We appreciate you guys for rocking with us, man.
for sure. For sure.
All right, brother. I think that's an episode for the books right here. I will peace out. I will see you soon, bro. Enjoy
Peace
your
out, bro.
trip.
Enjoy your vacation, man. We'll
Yes,
see
sir.
you in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir, man. All right,
We'll see
guys.
you next week. Yep.
Peace out.
Listeners, let us know.
Yep.
Let us know for anything.
Of course, brother.
All right, brother. Peace out. Be safe.
Peace.
Peace.